Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about Jordan Neely. Now, some of you are asking, who's this Jordan Neely and what is this guy? Well, Jordan Neely is a psych patient, or rather was a psych patient that ran in New York City subway system running amok, if you will. So this guy he's pretty much a criminal. He's a criminal with a psych history or a psych patient with a criminal history, depending on how you want to look at it. So Jordan Neely was killed or choked out by a Marine. Jordan Neely was causing problems on the train station. He has over the last however long he's been crazy. This guy decided one day he was going to get on a train, start acting a fool, threatening people, getting in their faces, and there's a video on this, by the way, getting in their faces, and three people, not one, but three, decided to deal with him. And they did. Now, unfortunately, I mean, not really unfortunately, but, you know, I guess for word purposes, unfortunately, he was killed. And being that he was choked out by the Marine and the three other people who helped. Now, the two other people that helped were black. The Marine who choked him out was white. And that is the only reason why this is a problem right now, or an issue, is because a white guy choked out a black guy, and the media is making it such. All right. Now, I saw this video probably a week or 2 weeks ago now. I saw it when it first happened. Like the day after it went down, I watched this video, and I'm going, all right, good. He got what he deserved. But I didn't know that he passed away. And even though knowing he passed away, I still don't have, I'm like, oh my God, poor guy. Fuck that dude. Problem is that here in New York City, guys, we have psych patients running amok every day of the week. And people are like, well, they need love and care. They need hugs and shit. No, they don't. No, they don't. They all need to go to Shady Acres and stay there. They don't need equality. They can't be treated equally. You can't give people with psychological imbalances in their brain equality. It doesn't work. That being said, here in New York City, a lot of psych patients go unchecked and they act up because there's no one to keep them in check. There's no medications to put them on because regardless of what a lot of people seem to believe, psych patients don't stay on their meds. All the hugs and kisses and donuts and heart-shaped cards don't help either. Family support helps out a little bit, but in the end, they all wind up staying at Shady Acres because that's where you put psych patients after a while. They only stay like that for a little while, and they only stay like that when they have family support. When there's no family support or there's no support at all, they go unchecked, they lose their shit. Now, here in the city, guys, you can't give them independent living, which a lot of them live in these independent living programs here in the city. It doesn't work. Now, also, I have to add, depending on their psych issues, depending on their mental instability, will dictate how bad they get, how often they go off their meds. Some of them can last a long time on their meds, but ultimately, even the meds wear off and don't work. And I think, personally, the meds add to their problem, if you will, right? So I think it adds to their problem. It definitely breaks the brain down even more because remember, you're taking these pure chemicals, putting it inside your body, and it breaks down the body. And a lot of these medications, if you will, break down the body in other ways, like your liver, your kidneys, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of problems with them, and a lot of people seem to think that these meds actually work. They work for a short period of time. Now, back to Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely's been arrested 40 times or over 40 times, including assault. He even has a warrant. He even had a warrant out for his arrest for that assault. He also, you know, again, the loitering, the pissing all over the walls, that kind of shit psych patients get arrested for all the time. Fair evasion or fair beating, however you want to call it. This is, again, what psych patients do here in the city. And Jordan Neely was by no means an innocent man. He wasn't a poor, oh baby, we need. No, he was a criminal. Simple. He was a criminal with a psych history, or a psych patient with a criminal history. People now, guys, are protesting over his death. Now, I don't know if they're protesting over his death because he was a poor psych patient that didn't get the help he needed, or because this Marine choked him out, and the Marine happened to be white. And of course, I'm going to go with the latter because that's most likely what it was. You do have people pushing the fact that the city did cut the mental health budget because of the, I guess, financial crisis New York City's going through. The health budget is always the first budget to go in anyone's city or town. Always. But it doesn't matter how much money you throw at the problem, guys. It doesn't go away. And it doesn't change the fact that these people belong in a stable situation. Not a, hey guys, have at it because we trust your judgment. Never trust the psych patient's judgment. Look what's going on here in the United States. We're giving people with psychological issues who think that their pronouns could be whatever they want. These are the same people who are running the streets and are running the subway system. Psych patients. Now, numerous people, guys, were killed in the subway system and throughout New York City, about 400. You never hear about the other 400 that were killed. A lot of the people who were killed were also killed by their own. Black on black. You'll never, ever hear these people. You'll never hear about the kid who was, eating dinner, stray bullet comes through the window. You'll never hear about that. Or maybe you will, but it gets combed over, if you will. It gets brushed over, washed away. But as soon as a Marine, white Marine, chokes out a black psych patient, all hell breaks loose. The city right now, guys, is having protest parties, I guess, in the subway system. There are people standing on the train track a couple of feet away from the third rail protesting against this guy's death. Now, the Marine who choked out Jordan Neely, I'm not going to mention his name. You guys will have to look it up yourselves because I refuse to give up somebody who was doing something about it. When Jordan Neely was threatening people in the train station, saying, I don't care what happens to me, I'll go to jail if I have to. Here is the hard truth about it, guys. If they're going to act a fool, they're going to have to suffer the consequences. Whether that means being hurt and or killed, so fucking be it. Fuck them. Because enough already, we're letting psych patients run around acting like they have it. So the problem with a lot of the psych patient guys is a lot of the things they do goes unchecked. Like people, they get emboldened by it. They get brazen. They're like, all right, no one's going to stop me. I'm going to do what I want to do. That is what happens with psych patients. That is what happens with people. So now, that being said, guys, this guy got in people's faces. He threatened to hurt and, if I'm not mistaken, kill people. He says, I don't care what's going to happen. This is all on video. There is a longer video of this whole thing going down. You can find a longer version on a lot of Twitter accounts. But leave it to liberals to cut out all of that and go right to the part where he's being choked out and then ultimately dying. Now, again, 3 people helped in this. One guy who was white choked him out. The other 2 grabbed his legs and his arms so that he wasn't flailing around or trying to punch the Marine in the face. So ultimately it was 3 people, but they leave it to 1 because this one is going to make the race riots explode. It was a white guy. Oh, and he was military. And he's probably a Christian at that. Though he seemed sort of like a hipster Marine, because if you look him up, you'll see why I say that. Nonetheless, guys, he served his country. He swore an oath to defend. That's exactly what he was doing. So there was an unconfirmed report, because it wasn't reported, reported to the cops, that Jordan Neely at the Broadway Lafayette station downtown was acting a fool. And he was trying to push the Reddit user into the train tracks. And the Reddit user was able to get away from him, and then he again started getting in people's faces and yelling at them. This was a day or 2 before he actually wound up dying. So again, guys, if this is true, there's a pattern here. And the only reason why I'm mentioning that is because I found it interesting that the person who told this story sounded identical to what he was doing in the train car. So this incident happened on the train. The Reddit user said it happened in the train station when he was accosted by Jordan Neely. So again, guys, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. These psych patients, guys, are pushing people in the train tracks. A lot of you can pull it up and or heard of all these psych patients pushing people in the street, pushing people in the trains for no reason. You also had a bunch of psych patients beating up Asian people like it was, a kung fu flick, right? So you had all of this shit going on, and no one wanted to address the mental health issue. Now Jordan McNeely dies at the hands of a white man, as the media puts it. Now all of a sudden they want to do something about mental health. Even Eric Adams sort of defended the Marines' action. Eric Adams, the piece of shit, the shit underneath shit, that mayor was even defending this guy. That speaks volumes when you have a mayor, a bag of shit mayor, defending the situation. So far, no charges have been brought up on the Marine. I can see them going in that direction. But if they haven't brought him up on charges yet, I don't think they are. But then again, this is New York City, and this is the liberal hellhole of the world. We shall see. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.